inflation, as the White House is claiming, or will it actually make it worse? Let's ask. Economist Steve Mooore is with us, along with Democratic strategist Kelly Hyman. Steve, I'll start with you. A lot of economics 101 at play here.
Yeah, well, the idea that you're going to stop inflation by passing a $4 trillion spending bill is like saying you're going to stop a forest fire by dumping gasoline on it. I think, look, almost all Americans understand that is economic illogic to the greatest degree. Look, I think that the economy is doing better, no question about it. This has been a very robust expansion. I actually think the economy probably would have grown about 10% if Trump were still president. But I think there's two or three quick worries. One is the inflation that you talked about, Charles. A second real concern is getting workers back on the job. We got to get rid of these extra unemployment benefits. I'm going to add a third one, Charles. I think there's a lot of fear and anxiety in the financial markets and among major business leaders that we may see Democrats do a new round of lockdowns of the economy.
Kelly?
Well, according to a recent AP poll, a majority of Americans support the way Biden's handled our economy. The Federal Reserve head has come out and said that inflation is only short term. Inflation is only temporary. We need to build back better. We need to invest in infrastructure that is not going to affect our demand. It's going to only help our supply. And we need to build back better and invest in our future, because if we don't invest in our future, we're not going to have a future to invest in.
I'll just say two things real quick, Kelly, and ask you to respond. I mean, we are talking about the head of the Federal Reserve who wants to be reinstated to that job, but he's not so confident that inflation is short term that he won't keep printing money. So, once we see perhaps the Fed change course, then we'll probably know. But when we talk about inflation and you talk about what creates inflation, government spending, inflation expectations, more money in the system, right now, Americans are expecting 4.7 to 4.8 inflation over the next year. That's astronomical. That's the kitchen table stuff politicians always tell us is most important to them. What do you say to that?
Well, I would disagree with you on that. I would say that it's important for us to invest in our future. And by investing in the infrastructure, we are not creating more demand. We have to remember, as you know, economics 101, it's about supply and demand. We've had a year where people haven't been in the economy. They've been in home. And now people are getting out, traveling, and investing more in our economy. And that's why it's important for us to invest in the infrastructure to build back better to help the economy.
Steve, there's not a lot of debate per se over the infrastructure other than how to pay for it and some of the nuances and the late inning things that they're trying to sneak in there. But the big issue here, and what many people are concerned about, is what comes after that $3.5 trillion spending bill, which in reality is probably $5 to $6 trillion. That's what I think a lot of folks from Wall Street to Main Street are really concerned about. And by the way, the most recent NPR poll, since we're quoting polls about Americans' concern, by far number one is inflation, even more concerning than wages, Steve.
Well, that's right, Charles. And look, I'd make a couple of points. Number one, if you look at that $3.5 trillion spending bill, I mean, Kelly was talking about an investment, and I'm all for it. I think it's so vital for our country. But then why would you want to raise the capital gains tax, the dividend tax, the corporate tax, the tax on death? All of those things obviously are direct taxes on investment. And it's going back to Economics 100, if you tax something, you get less of it, not more of it. So I think that would be an extreme deterrent on investment in this country. We should just get rid of all the Biden tax increases. They'd be extremely negative for the economy, and they would only help China and our competitors. But look, stop, Charles. Don't call this an infrastructure bill. I mean, I've looked at this bill. It's a Green New Deal bill. It's the green energy. I mean, why should the taxpayer, Kelly, have to pay for people to recharge their Teslas on the dime of the taxpayer? I mean, the federal government didn't buy, purchase and build gasoline stations when we had the invention of the car. I just don't understand a lot of these subsidies for wind and solar and electric vehicles. I'm all for it.
Let's bring Kelly in.
I don't think the taxpayer should pay for it.
Kelly, you can address that also. One other thing before I want to kind of stick with inflation, though, really, since that's the big topic right now. 296 S&P companies have reported their earnings so far this earnings period. Overwhelmingly, the word inflation in the conference calls up 1,000%. 1,000%. We started the show by noting how many companies have already said we are going to raise our prices. Kelly, they're not going to bring those prices down. How you got to have some concern that Americans are going to have a tough time dealing with that, particularly when real wages after inflation has been down every single month this year.
Well, first off, I believe that we should increase the wages. We should increase minimum wages. But having said that, as I said before, inflation, this is just temporary. And that's why it's really important for us, because there is such a great demand out there, to help with supply. And that's why it's so important to pass the infrastructure bill. We need to build back. We need to invest in roads. We need to invest in people being able to communicate better. We need to invest in our future, because if we don't do that, we're not going to have a future.
Okay.
And
hey,
also
listen,
going to the
I'm
point,
with you, and I'm with Steve. I would love to see real infrastructure, but they're sneaking a lot of stuff in there last minute. Thank you both very much. To COVID confusion and more mixed messages, folks. This from the CDC, and this time over vaccine mandates. We've got Dr. Marty Makary here to help us out, and we need his help big time.